One of the most well-known authors in history recently expressed his feelings about people celebrating the Marvel's failures at the box office, and boy, he made some people mad, so let's talk about it. There are certain things I don't want to talk about unless you guys heavily request it. And I know it's heavily requested when it pops up over in our group or when we get emailed it a bunch of people just saying, hey, can you talk about this? Can you talk about this? And I guess this is one of those. I wasn't really going to talk about it, but here we go. If you don't know who Stephen King is, then you shouldn't have an opinion on what he said and be mad at it. If you do not know who he is, you are not allowed to have an opinion on what he said. I'm just gonna say that, okay? Like, come on, it's Stephen King, for the love of God. You know, look at all the greats he's written. From It, to the Dark Tower series, to The Stand, countless books out there, movies have been made on them. You should know who he is. Well, after the release of the Marvels, he made two posts. The first one said, and I quote, "I don't go to MCU movies, don't care for them. But I find this barely masked gloating over the low box office for the Marvels very unpleasant. Why gloat over failure?" And then he follows it up with, "Some of the rejection of the Marvels may be adolescent fanboy hate. You know, yuck, girls." End quote. And boy, did people and websites and videos and all sorts of TikToks and social media posts run with, he's calling out incels. He hates, dweebs and all these people that are like, part of that side of the fan base. What is there to say that he didn't say in this that I'm not just going to repeat in other ways, right? Like, there's an obsession with seeing films starring women and even directed by women fail. And don't pretend it's not there, because leading into Barbie, it was there. It was supposed to be the biggest bomb. Everybody was sharing stories of how this is going to bomb. It's not going to be big. Then as we got closer to it, we saw what it did. It's part of the fan base now. And a lot of people, and coincidentally enough, a lot of people that I saw replying to Stephen King were all literally mimicking the Panderverse episode of South Park, which just further amplified his point and what he's saying here about missing the point and going yuck girls. Like, what else is there to say, really? It's really sad, but it is what it is. You can't say anything more. I really can't. You can hate Stephen King all you want. He's still literally my favorite author of all time. I love his films, miniseries, and everything. He said what he said. And guess what? He also said the MCU isn't for him and he doesn't care for any of the MCU films. And I could still like him. You know why? Because he doesn't have to like them when I do. See how that works? Opinions. But the people in his reply saying he's never accomplished anything and he's a hack writer, you guys realize you're sitting at your mom's home, probably in the basement, hating women and calling him that while not being able to afford your own cup of noodles.